say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power.
And a neck as wide as Broadway, for crying out loud.
Right.
The thing that I don't like about Canelo is that it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yes.
They both hit hard. Because and you can see the strength. You know, when I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go up and fight Canelo?
Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith analyze a potential clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, with Stephen A. predicting a decision win for Crawford, but urging caution. He referenced Gervonta Davis's warning that engaging too much could put Crawford in danger. Given Canelo's natural size and power advantage, Stephen A. stressed that Crawford must depend on defense, speed, and ring IQ instead of trading punches. Both analysts agreed that strategy, not strength.
Greatness. And a neck as wide as Broadway, for crying out loud.
Right.
The thing that I don't like about Canelo is that it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yes.
And that's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble, and I'm not sure it was him, but I think it was him. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight.
Max Kellerman points out that Terence Crawford's superior skill set gives him a clear technical advantage. He acknowledges Canelo Alvarez's granite chin and naturally bigger frame, which provides strength in exchanges. However, Kellerman notes that Canelo hasn't appeared as dominant or sharp in recent outings, showing signs of slight decline. This matchup, he explains, ultimately pits Crawford's precision and timing against Canelo's size and resilience.
Great chin, a great chin. But in terms of, if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him. But in recent years at super middleweight, he's gotten really good at cutting off the ring. Again, last fight notwithstanding. So as an overall suite of skills, recent vintage, it's been Crawford.
Okay.
But Canelo also is skilled and has a larger skeleton than Crawford. No matter what they weigh, Canelo's the bigger guay.
Yeah. You briefly mentioned Canelo's power, so who I would assume Canelo has the
You'd
most.
have to think, unless Crawford was on a knockout streak until he moved up to junior middleweight and then failed to stop Madrimov.
Antonio Tarver, former champion and respected analyst, has voiced strong support for Terence Crawford while recognizing the enormous challenge this fight poses. Tarver notes that Crawford has repeatedly proven himself across multiple weight classes, but insists this matchup is on an entirely different scale. He emphasizes that it's not only the toughest test of Crawford's career, but also a type of challenge Canelo Alvarez has never truly encountered before.
Average take, I'm Bud County all the way. But this is going to be the toughest fight, the best fighter Bud has ever been in the ring with. And arguably, this could be the best fighter Canelo has ever been in the ring with. We'll find out which one is which on September 13th.
Antonio, I appreciate your time. Safe travels back home.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio.
Timothy Bradley Jr., known for his keen boxing intellect, predicts that the opening round of Canelo versus Crawford will be a cautious, tactical affair. He expects both fighters to minimize risks early, using the round to study movement, timing, and potential openings. Bradley points out that Crawford is particularly patient in big fights, preferring to gauge his opponent before setting traps. Similarly, Canelo often spends the first round measuring distance and making adjustments. According to Bradley, This strategic approach means a fight will start more like a chess match than an explosive.
Versa. Crawford wants to feel his punching power as well. In the beginning, it's all the position balance. Like both guys are trying to get balance and trying to find their rhythm. Understanding their distance to where they can punch and at the same time avoid getting hit. It takes Crawford a little bit more time than I would say Canelo to get right to it. Canelo, although he is a prolific counterpuncher, fantastic counterpuncher, he tends to find his spots a lot quicker. And the indication of that is when, if you look at any of the boxers that Canelo has faced, Trout, even Danny Jacobs, even when he fought against Charlo, you just check out the first round. He usually takes off, just feels the power, cruises, see what these guys know, couple of feints, level changes, gathering information, right? Crawford does the same and similar things. So I think the first round's going to be a real, calm and cautious round by both fighters. But in the second round, Canelo's going to start applying that pressure, man. Pre-engagement with Crawford is a little bit more difficult than a Charlo, okay? And let me explain this. So pre-engagement is the movements before you get into that sweet spot, which is mid-range, to be able to let your hands go, right? Both guys are trying to counter each other's movement. Both guys are looking at each other's, hands, trying to anticipate what they believe is going to come next.
Amir Khan, having faced both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, offers a unique perspective on this matchup. He praises Crawford as an all-time great in his natural weight classes, especially at welterweight, but warns that weight divisions exist for a reason. Moving up to fight a naturally bigger opponent like Canelo is a serious risk. Khan believes Crawford didn't need to take this fight to cement his legacy, which is already secure. Still, he acknowledges the ambition behind the move, calling it a bold attempt to silence critics and accomplish what few in boxing history have done: overcome the barriers of size. However, Khan is clear. While Crawford's skill is undeniable, facing someone as strong as Canelo is a dangerous gamble that could either immortalize his name or jeopardize